This video is going to be a review of ZWCAD 2026 update. I'm going to be showing you some extremely powerful new features that use AI in order to automate and eliminate all of those annoying and repetitive tasks. Let's go. We're going to be starting off this tutorial with showing you the toolbox that basically avoids installing many plugins. It's all in one place and you can use all of these powerful tools. Then we're going to go into parameterization, where I'm going to be showing you some enhancements when it comes to creating parametric blocks in ZWCAD 2026. Then we're going to be exploring the AI-powered annotation, and I'm going to be showing you how you can quickly and easily annotate objects with these new features. Moving on, we're going to be talking about enhanced selection, where I'm going to be showing you how you can actually make broad changes across your entire drawings with just a few clicks. Then we're going to be talking about similar search and smart match, which are going to allow you to replace certain blocks inside of your projects and just find better blocks. In this case, I'm going to be showing you how to replace a door. And then we're going to be exploring how we can take a completely exploded DWG file and turn it into blocks by using these smart tools. And then we're also going to be counting those blocks and creating a table. Now, in order to follow along, please make sure to download ZWCAD 2026. The link will be up in the cards above and then also down in the description of this video. There's a free trial, so there's no excuse to try it out and see all of those powerful tools for yourself. And full disclosure, this is a sponsored video. Now, without any further ado, let's jump straight into ZWCAD 2026. And here we are in ZWCAD. Now let's start off with the toolbox. So the toolbox is this over here on this side. Now you can turn it on and off by using this button here on top. Now what the toolbox does, it gives you the power of plugins without having to go through the hassle of installing and setting them up individually. So it's all there and it's available here. This can be docked wherever you want. So you can undock it here. You can come to this side. So for example, if you want to place it there, you can just place it there. You want to place it behind here, you can place it there. So you can basically dock it wherever you want. So I'm just going to place it over here. Now, if we go down to the settings, what you'll notice here is that we can basically configure this however we like. So we can see which tools we want to include here. And also we can apply a shortcut command for each of these. And also we can change this to show text only or icons only, and etc. Now I'm just going to cancel out of here, and I'm going to be showing you some of these tools throughout this video, but for now let me just show you for the layers. So what we have here is the layer switch tool. This allows you to basically set up commands to switch in between layers. So now I have set this up for command 1, it's going to start layer 1, for command 2, it's going to start layer 2, and so on. So when I click OK out of here, and then if I just click 1 and hit enter, now as you can see, we're in layer 1. If I type 2, hit enter, and start a line command, now we're in another layer, and so on and so forth. So it's a really powerful way to switch between layers. Moving forward to parameterization enhancements, here I have this block which I'm just going to open up, and then instead of having to go through the hassle of setting up all of the constraints and all of that, I can just go here to auto constraint, select everything, hit enter, and as you can see, it's already now constrained. Now I'm just going to switch here to parametric, and let's add or lock in some items. So here we're just going to lock in this constraint just like that. Let's do another one here just to make sure that this doesn't move. Then I'm also going to lock in the height in this case just like that. Hit enter, and now let's make it parametric when it comes to the width. So what I'm going to do for that is I'm going to go back to the block editor, and then I'm going to go here to linear, and for that I'm just going to set up the width here. So I'm just going to pick the width like that. place it down here, hit enter. Now let's open up the parameters manager, and then here we can see what's going on. So here we have all of the parameters that we have set up. This is going to be the width one, so I'm just going to rename it and hit enter, and now we have that width set to 60. Now for this parameter I want to customize it a little bit, so let's go here to the properties, and then let's change the parameter itself. So I'm going to select it. The distance type I'm going to change to increment, and the increment is going to be 5, and then the minimum distance is going to be 40, and the maximum one is going to be 90. So we go from 40 to 90 with that 5 increment. Okay, once we have set all of this up, I can just go and close the block editor, save the changes, and now when I select this, as you can see here, we have that custom width parameter, and we can move this here, and as you can see, it's going to go up according to that increment for every 5 centimeters, so we can customize it like that. And if we take it even further, we can get to something that looks like this. So as you can see, it has been set up with these parameters here to keep an equal distance. So now when we actually move this up a little bit, so let's open up the parameters and change the height from 90 to 120, for example, it's going to adjust the distances for each of the drawers to keep them all the same. Now let's move over to the annotation enhancements. So now it's all powered by AI, meaning that ZWCAD is going to figure out kind of what you're trying to do and offer solutions. So let me show you how that works. We go here to annotate, and then I'm just going to start the dimension tool. And for example, if I click something like this, see, it's going to give me dimensions going in any possible direction for this particular case. So I'm just going to, in this case, place it here. Then I can say, okay, if I select this circle, well, it's going to allow me to create a radius just like that. I can do the same thing here, for example, with this arc, just like that. Now, if I pick a line, it's going to figure out that that's a line, and it's going to give me a dimension that looks like that. Now, if I just hit the escape key a couple of times, and then if I select one of these dimensions and hover over this dot, it's going to give me a contextual menu here that's going to allow me to perform some actions. So let's continue this dimension. So I'm just going to continue it like so. And there we go, we have now completed or extended this dimension. Now here we have an issue with kind of the overlap of these two, so I'm just going to hover over the number, and then I can go and click on move with leader, and then I can move that number out of the way so it's not overlapping with the other number. Moving forward, let's now use the toolbox that we've talked about. So if I go here to dimensions, we do have the dimension merge, which is a really cool feature that allows me to select multiple dimensions, hit enter, and then it's going to merge them into one big dimension, saving me a lot of time instead of having to click and find individual points. I don't want to delete the original ones, so I'm just going to hit no, hit enter, and now that's placed. Another cool feature here is the dimension align, which allows you to select multiple dimensions which are not aligned like we have here, and then we can say, okay, we want this dim line alignment, and then we click where we want that to align, and it has basically aligned them and moved them to that specific point. And we also now have the power to add center lines and center marks. So for example, if I go here to center line and pick these two lines, it's going to give me a center line there. I can also use a center mark for a circle, but also for an arc. So it's a really quick way to add center lines and center marks all over your drawing. Let's move over to enhanced selection. So on the toolbox, if we go to selection or select, we do have a lot of features here. So for example, you can select by object type, by layer, line weight, color, line type scale, and so on. However, what I want to show you now is here under tools, we have this find and replace, which is a really smart tool. So for example, here we have these wall tags and they're displaying something. So what I can do is I can read text from selected objects like this. So find this, and then we can just search the entire drawing, and I can say, okay, find, and it's going to list out all of these tags that we have in the model and what they display. Then I can say, okay, I want to replace that with something else. So let's say EW.01, and then this is what I want to replace it with. But let's say we don't want to replace all of them, we just want to replace some. Well, what I can do is I can just hold the shift key and select multiple ones, and then I can just replace those. So it's only going to replace text in those, and it's going to leave the rest alone. So it's a really powerful way to make major changes to multiple items on your drawing and be very precise about it so you don't make any mistakes. And I'm just going to exit out of here. One thing to note, you can use the Control F9 shortcut for this. Now let's talk about chain select. So whenever you bring in some blocks or something like that and import a DWG file, it may explode, and then you're left with a bunch of unconnected lines, which can be really annoying. Well, this can be avoided by using chain select. So you click on chain select, you select one item, and it's going to figure out a chain, and it's going to select that. Now what you can do is you can just hit enter, and now this selection is kept. So I can just right click and perhaps mirror it if that's what I want to do. Yeah, so I can easily and powerfully kind of isolate all of these items that were completely exploded moments ago. Now we're going to be taking a look at similar search and smart match tools. So for example, here we have this drawing, it's an elevation of the interior, we have this door, but let's say I'm not happy with that door and I would like to search for something similar. So what I can do is I can go here to the Smart tab and then go to Similar Search, and I can specify source object. So I'm just going to pick this door and hit enter, and now I can hit search. So basically it searched a folder which I have previously specified and found all of these blocks. So I see this door, which looks really interesting, and it's a 75% match, which is really good. So I can just click here, insert, and then I can insert that door there, and I'm just going to delete the original one. So it's a very quick way to replace something from your drawing. Now let's take a look at another hassle which happens when you load in or insert a DWG file, and just in the process it may get exploded, so you have a bunch of unconnected lines and unspecified lines that look like this. Previously this would be next to impossible to do. Well, it's not impossible, it would just take a ton of time. Luckily we now have some smart tools like the Smart Match. So basically what I can do here is I can specify the source object. In this case that's going to be this balcony window. So I can just go like this, then I can add these lines as well. Just be careful to add the correct lines here. So I think this is the correct one. Okay, that should be it. Now I can just hit enter, and now I can just click on match. So now it's going to find all of those that look like that in the entire model. Now, if I'm not happy with a particular one, I say, okay, this one, it doesn't really match, I don't want it. I can just remove it like that. And then I can just hit enter to confirm my selection. Now I can simply right click and then go to copy selection, for example, and then I can copy this over here so I can manage it from there on. Okay, moving forward, let's say we want to turn one of these windows in an actual block. So what I can do is I can go with batch block and use that. So first I need to match object. So I need to specify the source object. And for that, I'm just going to specify this window here. Perfect. Hit enter. And then I can click on match. So it's going to find all of them, and I'm happy with this selection, so I can just hit enter. And now we can simply name it. So I can say window, for example. The next step will be to pick the base point. So for that, I'm just going to pick here, just like that, and then I can click on batch block. Okay, and now these are all blocks. And now we have saved so much time. Okay, now once we have turned these windows into blocks, it's time to count them. So for that, let's click on count. Here we need to select objects from the drawing area. So I'm just going to select this one, hit enter, and then I can click on count. So it's going to give me a count of 66 of these blocks. I can also create a table from these, so I can just place it there. Now it's a bit too small, but of course when you place it on a sheet you can specify the scale and all of that. But there we go, we have a quick table that we have created from these blocks, which we have created from a bunch of lines that were exploded and were a complete mess. I think that this truly demonstrates how powerful these smart tools within ZWCAD 2026 actually are. Now, as I said in the beginning of the video, I encourage you to try it out for yourself, so I'm going to be leaving that link up in the cards above and then also down in the description of this video, so check out ZWCAD 2026 for yourself. Thank you for watching, guys. Make sure to check out my website, balkanarchitect.com, for more Revit courses. There I have over 120 hours of content, and I'm adding more each week. Make sure to subscribe for more videos, and also I've added a video over there that might interest you as well.